welcome to MCSE TV. Now guys, today's video is about Lampard and some of the discussions I've been seeing on social media and just about the general situation really, Lampard in and Lampard out comments. So yeah, guys, before I get into this video, I just want to say there will be an FA Cup preview coming up on my channel, so make sure to stay tuned for that this weekend, and there'll of course be a review as well. So make sure to stay tuned for them videos. But today's video is about Lampard. So where do we even start, hey? Now, it wasn't that long ago we were on an unbeaten streak with Lampard. We were unbeaten for 16 games, and the fan base was buzzing. Everyone was so happy and excited for the future. Things were going so well, and then things did take a turn. Things haven't been going great recently. Things haven't been going our way. We've went through a really bad blip, and it's been frustrating watching Chelsea at the moment as a fan. I mean, you guys saw my review again, like from the City game the other weekend. Like, it is frustrating being a fan at the moment, and yeah, maybe Lampard isn't getting everything right. Maybe the players aren't putting 100% effort in at the moment, and I guess this is why there is such a big debate on social media. There's so many fans like saying Lampard out, we need a new manager in, this isn't working, we haven't got a plan B. And then there's other fans saying give him time, he's a Chelsea legend, success doesn't come straight away. Now, one thing that I would definitely say about this situation is that I feel like some fans are forgetting at the moment, these players are human. This manager is human. These are people. We are going through a pandemic. This season is completely different to other seasons. We're going through a pandemic. Like, it could be a massive contributing factor to the situation. As I said, these people are human. They are going through the pandemic too, and I feel like sometimes fans actually forget that personal life does sometimes come involved into work life as well. And I appreciate fans getting so frustrated about the situation, because you want to sit there and watch your team put a fight out and win games, you know, get them 3 points in the Premier League out of every game. But that's not the reality, and we are seeing really different results this season. Like, you watch some games and you get such a shock when the final whistle blows and you see the scoreline, because games are different, teams are different, the league's different, teams have performed to different levels, and then you've obviously got some teams affected by COVID and isolating. Like, things are different this season, and I do really think fans need to take that point into perspective and remember that, you know, and remember, we like going into the season, we didn't have the pre-season, things are totally different. So yeah, now also discussion going on around this subject as well, is that last year it felt like when things weren't going right or whatever, we had the transfer ban, and I guess that was backup for Lampard. He could then say, yes, we've got the transfer ban in place, I haven't got the players I want to be able to work with, to get the results I always want. But now he has got all the players that he wants to work with. Things aren't going right and fans are questioning it, understandably. Obviously, in the past, we've seen maybe the board and the manager and a bit of conflict there, because sometimes the manager hasn't always got the players he wants in the transfer window. But as far as it was reported, and from what we know this season, Frank did actually work closely with the board and got the players he wanted. So there obviously is a lot of questions raised by Chelsea fans. Why isn't this going right? And why aren't we seeing these players develop to a high standard and playing their best football that they can play? So yes, that's a question. But as I said, it's very normal to have blips in football. Like, you can't expect success straight away. It's a building process. And I'm seeing a lot of, I just see quite a lot of fans not being very patient and just expecting success straight away. And it is out of frustration, because obviously fans know what we can do. They know the level of football we can play. And we aren't seeing that. So there is frustration there, obviously. But I am seeing fans being very impatient. Like, it's a win or you're gone kind of thing. And some people are already calling Lampard to be out, and that really shocks me. He's a Chelsea legend, but I believe the club will give him so much more time because they respect him so much. He is a Chelsea legend. He's done so much for our club. He deserves that level of respect. But I don't understand why fans are calling him to go right now. Like, look at the bigger picture, look at the long term, look at the process, trust Frank. Things will get better. Every team can go through blips. Not every team does, but we can go through blips. We've seen this time again at Chelsea. The manager gets sacked, a new one comes in, and it goes again. And obviously we do want to see our team win silverware. But there is such a reliance and pressure on that fans aren't even willing to give managers a chance anymore. They just have an expectation and that's it, regardless of who they are. Like, you'd have never expected fans to really turn on Lampard because he is a legend. He's done so much for our club. But it feels like fans have completely forgotten about that, and it's just like Lampard out. We're not winning games. We're not performing to the level we should be. Lampard out. And that has really shocked me how some fans have really turned on him because, as I said, he is a Chelsea legend. And I know some people might say, well, that doesn't matter because he's a manager, he's managing Chelsea now. But I feel like it does matter. There should be a level of respect there for this player. I am saying player because he was a player, he's a Chelsea legend. He knows what it's like to be a player. He's now a manager. We know what he can deliver and what he can do. But I do feel like it may take time to get to where we want to be. But you've got to be able to trust the process, and there might not be success straight away. And it's just like in general life, isn't it? Like, you might not succeed straight away when you try something, but then later on down the line you then might succeed. Like, it's just like that with anything. And I do feel like fans do need to have a level of patience there, and yes, it can be frustrating at times, and you guys know how annoyed I get on my channel at the end of a game. I'm not saying that I don't get annoyed, because I do. You've seen it on my channel. You just need to tune into my Man City review from the weekend. I did get really wound up because I'm annoyed because I know what Chelsea can do and what Chelsea can deliver. We've got to have patience. I trust Lampard. I am 110% Lampard in, and that will stand. Like, I don't think I really will ever be Lampard out because I am going to trust the process. But yeah, as I said, there is so many surrounding factors at the moment. Obviously, as I said, personal life is intertwining with work life now with players. Obviously, if a player gets COVID, they can't play, and obviously that does intertwine with personal life and work life. So I feel like fans also need to take that into consideration. And then again, some fans might say, yeah, but we want to see our team deliver, we want to see our team win, and that's fair enough. But again, you just got to think about all the surrounding factors at the moment. You just got to invest in a team, and Lampard deserves time. He should be given time, and I do believe we can turn it around. And let's just say we win our next 3 or 4 games. Fans' opinions will change quickly. We've just got to give the managers time, patience, and just go invest in the team. I'm Chelsea through and through. I know what Frank Lampard means to Chelsea. I went to many Chelsea games, home and away, when Lampard used to play. I know what that man means to the club. And he was an amazing player. I know what a good manager he can be as well. I was at Derby. I watched many Derby County games because obviously I'm at uni in Derby. I watched many Derby County games at Pride Park. I know what a good manager Frank Lampard can be. But he's still learning. He's still developing. He's still growing as a manager. It's very early on in his managerial career for him. And I would expect fans to support him in that. And as I said, I know it's frustrating. Us fans are getting annoyed. Like, we want to see our team winning, but it's trusting the process and thinking, what do you want in the future? So if Lampard was to go, who would replace him, and how long would that manager last? Because as I said, we've seen this time again at Chelsea. You'll see so many videos if you go back on my channel and see how many managers have come and gone since I've been doing this channel. And I get frustrated how we don't invest in a manager and just trust the process. Obviously, we want to win silverware, but it's about trusting the process and seeing what happens there. But it doesn't feel like at Chelsea anyone's willing to just say, yeah, let's see how this goes for this amount of time. But I hope this time's different. I don't want a Lampard to get sacked if we continue to lose, because I am going to trust the process. But it's not really about, again, maybe what I say. Like, obviously it depends what happens at the club. Like, every fan has an opinion, but obviously it's a club's decision whether you agree with that or not. So we're going to have to see what happens and what happens in our next couple of games. But I wanted to open up this video as a discussion as well. I want you guys to get involved on social media and on YouTube. Comment your opinions. Let me know, how are you feeling? You don't even need to say if you're Lampard in or Lampard out. I'm just titling the video that because that is what a lot of fans are saying on social media, whether they are Lampard in and Lampard out. And if you go on like Twitter, for example, when the games are on, it's literally that discussion all the time. Like, Twitter goes crazy at the moment. It's actually stressful being on Twitter when the game's on at half the time, because there's a lot of like toxic comments, let's say that. But yeah, let me know, how do you feel? And as I said, you don't have to be Lampard in or Lampard out. Just express your opinions. How do you feel about this? Which way do you think this is going to go? If we win our next couple of games and get back on track, how does that sit? How do you think the fans that were Lampard out will be? How does that stand? Let me know, how do you feel? But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and open up discussion and say what I think. And I think my points are valid. I think they very much are. I think this is a very controversial subject at the moment, but we'll have to see what happens. But as I said, everyone's just got to make sure they look at the bigger picture sometimes, because I think fans can be quite reactional. As soon as something goes wrong, they're like, sack the manager, but maybe don't actually look at the long-term impact that could have and actually look at the bigger picture and long-term goal. I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you think. And guys, as I said, make sure to stay tuned. My Morecambe preview will be coming up shortly. But yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. Love you all, and up the Chels. Thanks.